Oh, and
All
I'm
right.
sorry. Before we get going, since we had a raid from Minnie and their
Oh yeah.
crew,
Gotta do
just
that.
want to let everybody know. You guys have probably seen Moobot in chat putting up the messages, but um, my my Twitch and YouTube are entirely charity driven. Naz is my partner in the podcast, but the I keep no monetization for myself. I donate all of it to a charity called StackUp.org, which helps veterans and members of the military connect. It helps connect them with video games and video game communities in order to combat PTSD and the stresses of being deployed, being away from family and support groups and all that. And so it's a mission that I firmly believe in. I'm both a veteran but also a member of the military now. Former infantry marine and current Army National Guard flight paramedic. So it's a very worthwhile cause. Last year we raised nearly $2,000 as a community, both with the donations, direct donations from the community, as well as me donating my monetization payouts from YouTube and Twitch. And we're able to send out a loot crate to a group of Marines and sailors who recently deployed. So pretty proud of that. So just know that if you stick around and you suffer through the ads, I appreciate it. Because that funding goes towards supporting StackUp.org and their mission. And if you really want to go the extra mile, you can put exclamation point charity in chat, and it'll give you the link to my donor drive. Oh, it's right there in chat right now. And you can make a direct donation. And actually, I should take a look at that because I haven't even looked to see if I've had any recent donations. But I also need to donate my most recent payout. I've just been pretty busy. But yeah, so that's what we got going on. So let's take a look at the roadmap roundup.
All right. So as we are to do, when we read something from CIG, we always like to read the header, which gives everyone the basis for whatever document we're reading. For a month or for the roadmap roundup, it is the standard opener because it's kind of a copy paste. They do everything, but we still like to read it. And that one says, "Happy Wednesday, everyone! Every 2 weeks, we accompany the roadmap update with a brief explanatory note to give you insight into the decision making that led to any changes. This is part of an effort to make our communications more transparent, more specific, and more insightful for all of you who help make Star Citizen and Squadron 42 possible." With that said, let's go ahead and dive into this week's Roadmap Roundup, CIG Community Team. And I don't, I think you said it earlier. Like it's not a whole lot changed on the roadmap roundup side, but have just like normal stuff. Uh, I believe the only thing that was really changed is the MFD rework, right? Was added to 3234.
Um. Oh, are you talking about the last roadmap roundup or the one before this, or because now they're all just
Uh,
committed? They've all been there. I forget what the previous one said now. But
yeah,
basically, they just committed the Zeuses and the MFDs. So now it's like, yeah, they are confirmed, and well, of
as
course,
long as it
they're
passed
in
the
the
founder.
patch.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's just like stuff's got done. That was
Mm-hmm.
about it.
Yep.
Let's see.
And unless you live under a rock and haven't been hearing anybody screeching about it because of the excitement, but the Zeus is now available in PTU. We made it to wave 2, didn't we? Or are we still wave 1?
Yes, Wave 2 is out, and
Yeah.
all Evocati and Zeus owners can now fly Zeuses.
Mm-hmm. So it's available to test for uh, people up to wave 2 who own it, or if you're Evocati. So there's a lot of people. I'm sure there's a lot of people streaming 394.2 to take a look at the Zeus right now.
Yeah.
I don't own
Last
one. I'm going to use my store credit to upgrade from an LTI token to get an ES when it comes out. Because oh God, they're real good looking
really
ships.
good.
Yeah.
Once it goes back up for sale, I'll be upgrading my referral bonus Gladius to it.
Okay.
The
Cool.
reason specifically I want it on the Gladius because one, I don't like the Gladius for a personal ship. Two, the Gladius is locked to my account, which means I
Hmm.
can't get rid of it.
Oh.
And if I upgrade it to a Zeus, the Zeus gets locked to my account. I can't get rid of it unless I put in a ticket
Aha.
and
Well, and you lose
they're in the
the
good food
CCU.
that day. Huh?
you'd lose the CCU. So if the cost of the CCU
Yeah.
went up later, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I'm permanently binding a Zeus to my account.
Mm-hmm.
I did this last with a like the last time I did this sort of thing was back when there were way too many ships with a C in it. Carrick came out. I got the Carrick Expedition, and I upgraded something, and I hate myself for it because I can no longer get the Carrick Expedition without spending money on the gray market. But I love the Expedition paint. I hate it so much. So, but this time I'm binding it to my account, and it'll finally be something that I want. Because all my other ships that are like referral bonuses, like they're just kind of taking up space.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, I'm very sure I will want the Zeus for the rest of the time I play this game.
Yeah,
That's how much I like it.
it's the hard thing for me is, do I go for the CL or the ES? I'll have to look and see how much credit I have, because I melted my Kraken when the Ironclads came out, because
Mhm.
I really like the Ironclads, and I still had a lot of credit left, and I was like, well, I will have enough credit to be able to upgrade from an Atlas with LTI to a Zeus, but I think I have enough to get both.
Oh,
But I don't know if I want to have that both. Like, am I really going to be able to use them? But that's the thing is, I really
well,
want the
you
ES
can
for
upgrade
the.
one onto the Atlas and then buy the other one, and then if you don't like it, just melt it again.
Well, I don't want to spend that much new money or anything like that, and I really want the ES for just multi-crew general purpose stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But because like I have the raft, I love the raft for cargo. I don't really need another cargo ship.
Mm.
But the
You
CL's
also
tractor
get a
beam
pouch with the ES.
speaks to me in a way that I cannot describe live on stream, where there might be children watching. Um, so I don't know. I might just bite the bullet just because. But so my ultimate goal for my zero to hero character
I
is
think the
to
ES and
work my way up to an ES.
CL are very much not the same.
Well, I know they are very different. I just don't know how much use
No,
I
so
would
my
get.
socially confused said I think the ES are the same amount.
Oh, in terms of how much it
No.
costs.
Oh, buying money. I see.
Yeah.
I thought they were talking about cargo.
Hmm.
Because they're definitely not.
Does the ES have enough room for an Ursa? Does anyone know? I feel like if it doesn't have enough room for an Ursa, that it kind of hurts it for me, because RSI Ursa, pardon me, and
Yeah.
RSI Zeus, like,
ES.
nope. Oh, bummer. Do I melt my Corsair for a Zeus? It depends on what you enjoy doing, Mootkins.
That would be a interesting one. From a
And in which Zeus you're going for, because like if you use your Corsair for bounties, and well, then maybe go for the MR, because it's smaller crew, and more combat related. But if you're using your Corsair, because it's an exploration ship and you want to do exploration, the ES is really great. So it doesn't fit in Ursa. Okay, good to know. Well, yeah, and if the door is too small for even the CL to fit in Ursa, with all the SCU it can carry, like, that's I feel like that's a pretty decent balancing point for it. That it can only take real small vehicles, and not like I don't know if you'd call an Ursa like a medium sized vehicle, but I'm gonna miss my Explorer ship for hunting ERTs. Yeah. Um, does the Zeus look like the Interstellar ship? Yeah, kinda. It's kind of got that vibe. I think that you could safely say that they got some inspiration from that.
the interstellar ship.
The ship from Interstellar that they fly around in.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ES has
I do
nice
not
pockets for an
remember the
Atlas.
ship at all.
I just don't see the Atlas being useful for a ship with that little cargo.
Yeah,
if
eh, not really, but
yeah.
it is. like it is faster to move with the Atlas, like just flat out.
It's faster, but like you have to think about, do you want to take up that space if you're only moving a couple of containers and it saves you
Mhm.
a few seconds because the cargo is such a small amount?
So,
Now the rock, that's a thought too,
oh
because if
yeah.
you've got a rock and you're doing some pretty prolific ground-based mining, and the so with in 324.2 they've got the interior maps for caves, and if you can go to the caves where you can drive a rock into it and go get all the real valuable stuff, and like you can make a good amount of scratch doing that kind of gameplay. It does give you a faux ship tractor beam. It's just, do you need it? The even with when they further balance the tractor beams, um, the max lift is still going to be able to lift a 16 SCU container. Like you literally, if you were to fill it up, you'd only have to move 2 or 3 containers. Like
Mhm.
the seconds difference that it would save you, it means you'd lose the space that carrying the Atlas around takes up. And the Atlas, here's the thing that gonna piss in everybody's Wheaties about with the Atlas is the Atlas is going to be efficient for moving cargo, but it has batteries. It's gonna
Mhm.
have big old fat. They showed you the bat. That was one of the sneak peeks. They showed you the big old fat battery thing on the back of it, and you're gonna want to be mindful of the power consumption on that thing, and not sucking down your battery for no reason, because you're gonna have to recharge those things, or you're gonna have to buy new ones. The Atlas is in between a vehicle and a character in terms of the way the tech works, but both characters and vehicles are. We're gonna have it very soon here for vehicles, but resource network is going to be part of characters. Your armor and your suits are going to require resources. You're going to consume air to breathe. You're going to have batteries for power to do certain things. Um, it's not just vehicles. It's suits and armor are going to get much more complicated in the not too distant future. And so all the mechs and stuff, well, if the mech doesn't have its own power plant, even if it does, and right now they're talking about batteries. Batteries are going to consume power. You're going to have to charge them with something that consumes power. Yeah. Just get a cutty steel and don't provide air.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh, the Atlas is really nice, and I kind of hope that they extend the function of the Atlas to the max lift, but I don't think they're going to, because the max lift is technically a vehicle tractor beam, or sorry, the Atlas is a vehicle tractor beam, whereas the max lift isn't.
Yeah, no. I forget where they said it. The function of the Atlas tractor beam, they're looking at, I think this was Chad McKinney when he did the last SCL he did.
Mm.
Um, they're looking at applying it to other vehicle mounted ones, not necessarily to the handheld ones.
Well,
And
and
there was also a talk about it being a premium feature or a adjacent model to vehicle tractor beams.
yeah, leaks, earmuffs. Everybody cover your ears if you don't want to hear about leaks. But the tractor beam, with that additional functionality, they already have applied it to a different tractor beam, and they're calling it the Q model or something like that, and it has that as an additional mode. Like the description is already in the files for 3.24.2, so they moved very quickly. How exactly it'll be implemented, I don't know, but they've already you know got the ball rolling on that.
Yeah, I hope it's not a mode, but a difference. Because if it's a mode, if you can switch to normal tractor beam to Atlas tractor beam, I forget what they called it, Q mode.
Yeah,
then it just makes all the tractor beams without it irrelevant. Because if you
Yeah.
have the option to get it with or without, like, to switch it on or off, then you should buy that one anyway. The components are not expensive enough to say, hey, these ones are 100 to 500 credits difference. This one has 2 modes. This one only has 1. Well, get the one with 2 modes.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a mode switch, it makes the ones without the mode switch irrelevant.
I would be fine if they just replaced all the vehicle tractor beams with these ones with both modes. Like, I don't feel like having two
Yeah, it
different
wouldn't.
types of the same tractor beam, one with 2 modes, one without, offers anything. I think
Right.
the differentiation is like we've already got the Gray Cat Sure Grip, I think it is the name of the vehicle tractor beam that we have in game right now, and then um,
Okay.
there's going to be one from Misk coming, that is Geon inspired. Like having one, tractor beams, same modes but different strengths and weaknesses is probably the way to go.
Yeah. Or of course, just have it be, this is the size 1 normal, size 1 Q.
Mm-hmm.
And so it would let you, especially if you have more than one tractor beam on your vehicle, which not a lot of vehicles do at the moment, you can switch it up just like mining lasers, where this one is the pull and grab and set down, and this one is the more fine control, the one that doesn't have Q mode.
As long as they all agree to use USB-C, I'm good.
Who would I know people would say Apple and would be Origin, but I think Crusader would be the one that, like, no, we're doing proprietary hookups.
Yeah. All
These are
right,
our ships.
that's it for the roadmap roundup. Oh, one last thing. So we haven't
Okay.
gotten any more Progress Tracker updates since they did the big update. But they said during the big
As I
update
said,
that
soon we're updating more.
we're going to add more teams and more deliverables. I think, and this is me theory crafting, this is me, Nostradamusing, all that. There's nothing, data or evidence wise to support this, but I think that there's stuff that is already in development that they're not mentioning in the monthly reports that is on the progress tracker that would be spoilery, if they showed us now before CitizenCon.
I mean, oh yeah, no, I see what you're saying. That there is stuff already there that is being
Yeah.
worked on now for the rest of this year that they can't tell us
Well, and going into
because
next
it's
year because they said that they're going to get started. Dang it, Blizzrad
Ooh,
bot,
Blizzard bot.
Blizzrad, we got a bot. Kill it with fire.
Where? I didn't even see it.
Oh, it's because it's restricted. I can see it on my screen, and Blizzrad
Oh,
can see it. Yeah, yeah, they're like, there we go. Run. Yeah, that one was very suggestive. That's a naughty bot. So let's switch screens, and then that way it sort of gives me a little timestamp, and then let's get into the server meshing updates.